Hey guys, I want to bring you to my new hometown of Jackson, Michigan, and bring you a special place called Under the Oaks. And I want to share some information with you and have you see if you can guess who I'm talking about. So this is a place dedicated to a political party, and this is their slogan. Wait till this car passes. Their slogan is "Destined in the throes of political strife, civil strife, to abolish slavery, vindicate democracy, and perpetuate the Union." Now, perpetuate the Union. Now, this place was made in 1854, 7 years before the start of the American Civil War. And this is no other than a place of the Republican Party. Republican Party that actually defended the North, defended and went to war against the Confederate States. Here in this place, 30 minutes south of Lansing, where you have protesters walking around with the Confederate flag, a place that Michigan rallied together to fight against. Michigan helped make the Union possible. Not only that, they, as I said, under the oaks, ultimately that part sounded in death knell for all laws supporting the institution of slavery. All laws supporting the institution of slavery. All laws. Were they successful? I don't think so. After the Civil War, after Reconstruction, the Jim Crow laws, the new Jim Crow laws, right now to this day, African Americans, Black Americans, people of color, minorities, any shade, if you don't look like me, like a white guy, you are in danger. And this is ridiculous. This is the year 2020. I myself am in an interracial relationship. And right now, I'm just thinking about the future. What if I have kids and we're at a traffic stop? Are they going to be in danger? And I shouldn't be thinking about this. You shouldn't be thinking about this. But the reality is we have to think about this. This is no longer a thing that we can ignore. This is no longer something that we've moved above, that there is no racism, that the United States is a pinnacle of justice. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. And it's about time we say something. So one other thing is, I just want to have another moment, because we'll read this one out loud for you so everyone can hear.
On July 6, 1854, a state convention of anti-slavery men was held in Jackson to found a new political party. Uncle Tom's Cabin had been published 2 years earlier, causing increased resentment against the Slavery in the Kansas-Nebraska Act of May 54, which threatened to make slave states out of the previously free territories. Since convention day was hot and muggy, a huge crowd could not be accommodated indoors, so the meeting adjourned to the Oak Grove on Morgan's 40 on the outskirts of town. Here, the statewide slate of candidates was selected, and the Republican Party was born, winning an overwhelming victory in the elections of 1854. The Republican Party went on to dominate national politics throughout the 19th century. A beautiful thing. People come together for freedoms of others and to unite the Union against an ever-increasing Confederacy. Does that sound like a Republican Party today? I'm not too sure.
It's also time we also have a conversation. All my friends that aren't dealing with this on a day-to-day basis, it's pretty simple. You know, you have to stand up. You have to represent for something you've never represented for. Because we've lived our silver spoon life and we haven't had to worry about it. But now we do, and we should, because it is our obligation. It is our duty to defend what is right, what is just, what is morally conscious, and what we want our future to be. Do we want to be the United States? Do we want to be a union? Do we want to be a free nation, a free democracy? Do we want to welcome people with open arms? I think so. I want to. I know I have friends that want to, and loved ones that want to, but right now, it doesn't look like everyone wants to. And that's a problem. That's a problem that we need to address immediately, because right now our administration isn't doing anything. Our Congress isn't doing anything. You know, people that we elected and put in power, we made mistakes. We need to think about taking those people out of power and putting people that have proper, that are benevolent, good, have some sort of moral compass that can take responsibility of their actions and see a future that we agree with in power. It's not time to sit down. It's time to stand up. It's time to fight for people that you love. And if you try to even argue this, you can't. Because how can you argue against life? How can you argue against moving forward? How can you argue against wanting to be better than what you were? That's the goal of every American. That's the goal of every person, every child. They go to school to be better. You know, we go to work to be better. You know, we try to live our lives to be better. So why can't we live in a country that wants us to be better? And why can't we be surrounded by people that lift each other up? Instead, we're surrounded by a country, when they see hands in the air, hands up, don't shoot. And they're gone. Shots are fired. I can't breathe. When someone says they can't breathe, you help them find air. You pull them up. A lifeguard doesn't put someone's head back underwater when they say they can't breathe. No, they save them. And as we continue on, not only are young black women and black men being murdered, you know, they're also being murdered essentially and dying at a much higher rate due to the coronavirus. And this shines light that we cannot ignore, you know? It's holes in what we care about. It's holes in what our government cares about. It's holes in what we as a nation care about. Do we want to save all Americans? In 3 months, over 100,000 Americans have died? In 7 years of war. In Vietnam, not even many soldiers died, and it was the most bloodiest war. And you can ask any one of our parents, any one of our dads, when they were drafted, they were worried, you know? And now here we are. And lastly, before this rant goes on and on and on, but right now it's active that we stay vigilant. We stay important. Don't forget George Floyd's name. Don't forget it. Don't forget Armand's name. Don't forget anyone's name. Alright guys, so get out there. Spread the message of hope, of change, of love, of the future. A future where Black Lives Matter. A future where we can look down and be proud of who we are. And we can look around and lead the nation again in what it means to be free. A free democracy where people are loved and cared for. I love you guys, and it's time we make a stand. It's time we stand up for what we believe in.